We begin with the news that 27 students abducted by bandits from the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Kaduna State, have been released. The release is coming on the heels of protest by parents and relatives of the students yesterday at the National Assembly in Abuja. Initial reporting suggests that their release was facilitated by Sheikh Abubakar Gumi Dialogue Committee with support from former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The kidnapping of school kids has become a menace in northern Nigeria, with more than 600 students abducted since December 2020.
We can confirm to you that the remaining students of Federal College of Forestry Mechanization are here with us. Like you know, they need to undergo a thorough medical examination. But by the special grace of God, we will meet you tomorrow, Thursday, for a detailed briefing.
For the in-depth analysis of the stories that we just read out, Arise News analyst Mahmud Jega joins us now to just break down everything. Thank you so much, Mahmud Jega, for joining us tonight in the studio. And let's talk about the fact that, yes, there's some cheering news coming out of Kaduna, where we're being told that some of the students, 27 of them from that College of Forestry and Mechanization, they've gained their freedom. But the issue of insecurity is still rife in the country from every geopolitical zone. There's one report after another. And we're seeing the big political parties in the country really talk about this issue, but it seemed like they're playing politics, with one accusing the other. I want to get your take on, the press conference the PDP granted yesterday, talking about the minority caucus at the National Assembly, and of course that of the APC today, just going back and forth. But at the end of the day, no solutions are being proffered.
Honestly, it's very unfortunate. This is not what we expect in this kind of situation. It's a very serious crisis situation that we have in the country, and for once, we expect all heads to be put together to find a solution instead of this exchange of brickbats, PDP legislators saying this and the following day APC legislators saying that. How will that contribute to finding a solution to the problem? It's not what we expect, really.
But when you have a situation where PDP is making accusations, really strong allegations about a level of poor service from our military and from the federal government, and then the APC is saying the exact opposite and declaring vote of confidence, so to say, in the government, in the face of what everyone is saying. How do you react to that kind of situation?
There is no doubt that most citizens are very unhappy with the state of insecurity in the country. And this is not the time to be patting the government on the back, or for that matter, the security agencies. Probably it is also not the time to be lampooning them, because we have
both
to...
of them are too extremes.
Exactly, extremes. We have to encourage them to sit up and do what they can and assist where we can in order to overcome this problem. It makes no point to try to score points one way or another in this kind of situation.
And of course, let's not forget that there's been that accusation or alleged plot really to really overthrow the government. Over the weekend, the DSS had a statement out by its spokesperson, Afunaya, and of course, a few days after, Femi Adesina, a spokesperson for the government, also said there are plans by some political leaders and even some religious leaders to overthrow the government and remove President Muhammadu Buhari. But the question is, if they are alleged coup plotters, or if permit my term of using that coup plotter term right there, but if we found a plot to overthrow the government, shouldn't we be seeing some heads roll in terms of getting some people arrested and even prosecuted?
You are right. It's not just the presidency and DSS. Defense headquarters also issued a statement. Now, we don't know exactly what the government may know in this matter. However, it looks like the three of them really unnecessarily over-dramatized this matter, because the main thing that we know publicly was that one lawyer called for transfer of power to the military so that they can restructure the country. That is all that we know publicly. If there are some people planting or mobilizing things we don't know, and the government didn't so and they didn't, as you said, arrest them and prosecute them, because that's what you expect, because it's high crime and treason to be organizing the overthrow of the democratic republic. So it's more than a matter of just issuing statements and condemning and saying we have got incontrovertible evidence. If you have got that kind of evidence, arrest the people and prosecute them, for goodness sake. We have been doing that throughout our history.
Okay, so when you look at what is happening in the southeast now, with Governor Hope Uzodinma buying as many vehicles as possible for those who are going to flush and remove those elements who are creating and wreaking havoc within the area, what do you think? Shouldn't that be money that we should spend as part of security towards policing? Should it be going to a vigilante kind of groups?
Well, to be fair to Governor Uzodinma, this is not the first time it is happening. You see, any state government that finds the security situation in its state has deteriorated, and that's over the last 20 to 30 years, will usually buy a lot of vehicles and equipment and give to the state police command or to some other security agency. So that's what he has done, because the situation in Imo State was quite desperate. But that cannot be the only solution, probably. That's what you are saying.
Absolutely. And still looking at the issue of insecurity, of course, we've seen the House of Representatives. This says the plan for the census should be put on hold because of the insecurity in the country. And one wonders, the truth is, we don't know how many we are in the country, because we're dependent on the census done by international bodies to know how many we are in the country. But truth is, how can insecurity really affect a census, really?
No, I tend to agree with the House. I don't think this is the time for a population census, because look, this is trying to, we must enter every household in the country, in every nook and cranny, and try to count everybody. It's a lot of energy and resources. And also, you are going to put the enumerators at great risk, because many parts of the country now, in the rural areas especially, are virtually inaccessible.
So what's the place of all the national identity card and all of the telcos who have this information as to Nigerians and where we are? Should we be leveraging on such data really to help us?
Well, we should, but the fact is that in the United States, they hold a population census every 10 years. And they have all these facilities that you are talking about. So apparently, all these gadgets cannot replace actual enumeration one by one, at least once in a decade.
Okay, Mr. Mahmud Jega, thank you very much for your contribution.